is an absolute defense. I mean, and
Yes.
no, now I can't say that person's stupid. Well, I could say that. Person better than me is Zuby. I mean, Zuby is just the best. And if you don't follow him, and not that he needs any more followers, but the guy speaks truth, and I love it. And I get to have lunch with him. That's one thing I love about Twitter. I mean, we met on Twitter, and he and I met on Twitter. And so he came to North Carolina, and I said, hey, I'll meet you for lunch out by the airport before you leave. And we did, and it was great. But I think you have to speak out against stupid stuff.
Right.
I mean, like I get in this debate with somebody, because I was on record, said, I said, if COVID is a novel coronavirus, which is they claim, there will not be a vaccine. But it's like, oh, see, you're wrong. There is a vaccine. I said, well, wait a second. First of all, if it were a novel coronavirus, like MERS or SARS, it would not mutate, because they don't mutate. So the fact that this one mutates means it's not a novel coronavirus. And oh, by the way, we don't actually have a vaccine. What we have is a novel therapeutic. A vaccine takes the virus, kills it, injects it, and creates a response to prevent you. And it has about a 20 to 40% efficacy, right? Flu vaccine, 20 to 40% efficacy, because you can't anticipate the mutation. So now what we have is a thing they inject that tries to stimulate the same response using mRNA technology, but it's only about 9% effective. So it's even worse.
Yeah.
Well, of course it is, because it's trying to mimic something that was only 20 to 40% effective anyway. And it was never designed to be, to prevent the virus. It was designed to stop you from getting sick. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure you told me that it had 100% efficacy. Like, there's all kinds of videos all over, right?
Yeah,
people saying 100% efficacy. No, 9-ish. And now we're finding that, well, wait a second. If I turn on my body to produce stuff to fight against something which I may not get, because there's about half the population that, despite all the nonsense, has never gotten it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Exactly. My son, our whole family had it. I had it, my wife had it, my mom had it, my dad had it, my son had it, my daughter had it. But my youngest, he was in the house with us.
Yeah.
Didn't have it. And the doctor's like, oh, he definitely probably had it. So my wife's like, I'm curious. I'm going to get him tested. Had the antigen test. Nope. Never had it. And then everyone in his school, right? So he and I, not vaccinated, whatever, judge us.
No judgment here.
And not you, but other people watching will judge. All his friends in school, vaccinated. They all got it. He's at school with them and never got it. So there are just certain people that aren't going to get it. So if you put something, a biological agent, into that person and there's nothing to fight, what does it do? I don't think we know. And so I there's all the adverse outcome stuff. And so look, lockdowns were dumb.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with viruses for thousands of years. Locking down economies in response to a respiratory virus that is definitely the flu. Like I love the picture where they show seasonal flu. Oh,
yeah,
no flu for 2 years. But big COVID, because it's the flu. And now we're on the 5th variant, which, by the way, if you get the flu this year, it's possible it's the 1917 Spanish.
Right, okay.
100 variations later.
Yes.
That's possible, but it'd be like a common cold. And that's what, we got now, is people do get COVID BA5 or whatever, and you get sniffles. So I just, from a friend who's a lawyer, that there's something called truth is an absolute defense, right? So if you get sued for libel or slander, if you say something that's true, right? If I said you are 5'6", and I don't know how tall you are, but if I said you are 5'6", and you say, I am 5'9", and that is slanderous, and it turns out they measure you and you're 5'6", I win.
You're protected.
Because truth is an absolute defense. I mean, and now I can't say that person's stupid. Well, I could say that, but I'd be at risk because that's harder to measure. But if you say something that's true, it's an absolute defense. So I always believe if you speak truth, and that's what one of the things I admire about Zuby, and to me, it is true that this virus is not a normal nCoV like MERS and SARS, which flamed once and went away and we never hear them again, right? We haven't had a case of MERS in 13 years. I think that's truth, right? Someone could argue with me and say, no, you're wrong. Oh, okay, but it seems different. And it seems true that a flu virus mutates and gets weaker, but more infectious because it tries to survive. That's how viruses work.
Yes.
It appears that that's a true statement, that if this thing keeps mutating and becoming more viral but less efficacious or severe, whatever the word is, that's true. So I don't mind saying it. And on printing money, right? I think it's incontrovertible to me to say if you double the money supply, the value of the money will shrink.